When Joseph Smith received a revelation, he tended to make a show of it. Adaline Knight's recollection of Joseph Smith receiving a revelation is just one of many. She says, on January 9th of 1841, the children were at school when the door opened, and Hiram and Vincent Knight, her father, carried in the limp form of Joseph Smith. The children all sprang to their feet, for brother Joseph lay helpless in their arms, his head resting on his brother's shoulder, his face pale as death, but his eyes were open wide, though he seemed not to see things earthly. The unnamed teacher, who evidently had seen Joseph Smith in this state before, explained to the children that the prophet was in a revelation. Vincent and Hiram carried Joseph to his office above the school, where he dictated what is today Doctrine and Covenants 124, in which he commanded at least 13 men to place stock in Joseph Smith's Nauvoo house. Put stock in the Nauvoo house, and let him not fail. For I, the Lord, have chosen them and anointed them. 2 years later, when the Nauvoo house was not yet completed, Joseph Smith gave a sermon on February 21st of 1843. According to Wilford Woodruff, Joseph said, "If we do not build the temple and the Nauvoo house, it would prove the ruin of this place." And as reported by Willard Richards, Joseph added, "The building of the Nauvoo house is just as sacred in my view as the temple. I want the Nauvoo house to be built. It must be built. Our salvation depends on it." Unfortunately for him, Joseph Smith was killed before the Nauvoo house was completed. And it wasn't actually completed until years later by Joseph's widow's new husband, Louis Bideman. So who knows? Maybe the Nauvoo house not being completed is a fulfillment of prophecy, because the saints didn't complete it and they were soon driven from the state. Or maybe Joseph just really wanted people to pay for his house.